2025. Activities are still going on in a smooth manner, with large crowds of visitors flocking to the SAPEX International Exhibition Center here where we are now. Today's activities were marked by the holding of specialized workshops and master classes devoted to artificial intelligence, innovation, and growth, among other topics. In addition to the signing of several agreements and memoranda of understanding in various fields of endeavor and between several stakeholders. The fair is also an opportunity for networking and establishing business relations among business community. Still 3 days to go before the end of IATF 2025, and as you always say, Radio Algeria International will be here to keep you updated with the latest. From SAPEX International Exhibition Center, this is Mohamed Khatal reporting for Radio Algeria International. Over to you, Jamal.
Mohamed, thank you so much for the details. Now, as part of the IATF 2025, the panel was held under the theme, the AUC Women and Youth Financial and Economic Inclusion Initiative 2030, tackling the importance of supporting youth and women investments in Africa. Our reporter, Asabika, visited the IATF and had the following report.
The AUC Women and Youth Financial and Economic Inclusion Initiative 2030 was at the center of a panel today as part of the IATF 2025. Participants highlighted that youth and women represent the backbone of Africa's future growth, noting their role as innovators, entrepreneurs, and dynamic contributors to intra-African trade. They stressed that empowering these groups with access to finance, training, and networks will not only unlock untapped potential, but also create inclusive economic opportunities across the continent. Safia Ghenni, co-founder of the venture studio Healthy, said leveraging the strength of women and youth and boosting their expertise will pave the way for prosperity of intra-African trade.
So youth, I think, is one of the major strengths in Africa nowadays, and especially women entrepreneurs. So by leveraging this strength and helping them, bringing really the right expertise, helping them to scale their innovation, this is what will drive the economic growth in the country and in the continent overall. We have major sectors where we need to innovate. Healthcare is one which I really can easily speak. This is my area of expertise, but obviously we have a couple of others, right? Agriculture is one of another one in Africa, especially for obvious reason of weather condition. But I would say in healthcare, this is obvious. We need to drive health for the population to drive economic growth. So I think this is one of the key areas I would say we need to focus on.
A panelist from Lesotho said there is financing for women and youth, but the only challenge is restrictions, which is being dealt with.
My name is Anatlata Mabakisisu from Lesotho. We are specifically we think this agenda will help a woman or a business lead woman in self-development and financial institution. They will bring in the support to us. They will actually help us in the growth of our businesses. Actually, it's highly possible to excel. Actually, if the money is there, if the government do support us on everything, the money is there, the procedures, there is no restrictions for the export, there is no restriction for the imports, everything will go smooth for especially the women and the youth. I think everything will be highly possible for the growth of the businesses.
Victoria Monflera, the founder of Homes Industries Limited from Malawi, said African women can not only participate in the intra-African food production, but also in making it healthy and organic.
We are at the Intra-Africa Trade Fair and under the African Women in Processing, under the umbrella of the African Union. As agro-processors, we have several value chains, and we are working in rice, groundnuts, chilies, green grams, and a lot of other products. So far, I think the experience is really great. The fair presents an opportunity for everybody to be able to access other markets beyond the domestic markets that we have. And so being here enables us to have the visibility that we seek. A lot of inquiries have been flowing on how possibly our products could get to the different African countries. Interestingly, there are the products like the green grams that most Algerian inquiries are interested in and wanting to understand how best they can use them. So mostly our products focus on better nutrition.
Participants emphasized practical solutions to bridge existing gaps, foster entrepreneurship, and ensure fair access to opportunities, hoping that it will pave the way for tangible actions as soon as possible. Asia Bakar to Radio Algeria International, the Intra-African Trade Fair, Algiers.
The interim Prime Minister, Mr. Sifi Arib, has stated that around 2,500 applications, including 500 from the diaspora, have been registered as part of the call for expressions of interest launched in August for the creation of a National Council of Expertise in the automotive industry and the manufacturing of spare parts. On the occasion of a ceremony organized in honor of the representatives of the Algerian community established abroad participating in the Intra-African Trade Fair, Mr. Arib announced a call for senior experts councils in vehicle construction and spare parts, noting 2,500 applications, and said the council will draft Algeria's roadmap with support from state institutions and manufacturers.
The launch of a call for expressions of interest was for the establishment of senior expert councils in vehicle construction and spare parts. The total number of the various applications we have received amounts to around 2,500 applications, including 500 candidates from the Algerian diaspora. This council will be responsible for drawing up and proposing the roadmap and the strategy of the Algerian state in the field of vehicle construction and spare parts. An initial work has already been carried out in collaboration with the various operators and different state institutions, namely the Ministry of National Defense, the Ministry of Research and Higher Education, the various economic operators, subcontracting exchanges, subcontractors and manufacturers who have expressed their wish to establish and set up a new automotive industry in Algeria.
During this ceremony, Mr. Arib highlighted President Abdelmajid Tebboun's commitment to ensuring a strong presence of Algerian communities at the economic gathering.
The President of the Republic, Mr. Abdelmajid Tebboun, has been most keen to ensure that our beloved communities have a strong presence in the event of this important economic gathering, including the Day of African Communities. On this occasion, I would like to commend your valuable contribution to the success of the events of the Day of African Communities based on an objective evaluation that relies on several considerations. Chief among them is firstly the distinguished and active participation of our citizens abroad in the various dialogue sessions organized within the framework of the Day of African Communities, all of which contribute to enriching and elevating the quality of discussions. Secondly, the contribution of the Algerian community through sharing information with their African brothers about the successful experiences of some of its members regarding the issues that were discussed, particularly in the economic field. Thirdly, the active and strong presence of the Algerian community in the Day of African Communities include various professional, social and age categories from across the world, reflecting the special care given by the country's highest authorities to its citizens abroad, care that transcends geographical boundaries and distances.
A cooperation agreement was signed here in Algiers outside the suffix between the exports of Algerian electrical equipment to Cote d'Ivoire with 400 million euros on the sidelines of the event. The president of the Algerian Economic Renewal Council, Kriya Kamal Mullah, said that he or the Kriya support and assistance to economic operators is there to enable them to establish fruitful partnerships during this fair.
The truth is that most of them are visiting Algeria for the first time, and they felt the greatness of Algeria, whether economically or in the field of tourism, and they were impressed by it. While touring the exhibition halls, they were amazed by the high-quality Algerian products. Likewise, we as the Algerian Economic Renewal Council accompanied the economic operators. We worked toward common goals and meetings between Algerian and African economic operators to ensure more agreements are signed.
Still with our series of interviews as part of the Intra-African Trade Fair, in today's interview, our colleague Asya Bikar, who was on the spot, met at the fair with the Director on Global Head of Product Preparation at the Afrexim Bank, Mr. Zito Al Fayu, who answered her questions.